Today, we're going to bring back two individuals who had a great story the last time they were on the podcast of how they 30x the income that they used to make when they lived in Nigeria. Now they're back to talk about how in the last year, they were able to increase their total revenue from $1.75 million to almost $6 million. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the Amazon, Walmart, or e-commerce world. Now, before we get started, as you came on here, Sharon, what did you tell me when you saw my video?
Oh, your hair? I like your hair longer.
If you are listening to this on the car or something, you have no idea what we're talking about here. But if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you'll see the reason why you always see me with a hat on is not for style or I'm trying to make a statement, but it's because this is my real hair and it's just a big mess, as you guys can see. But I was like, you know what? I want to go without a hat for the first episode here. So anyways, Sharon and Elizabeth, it's great to have you back. We're not going to get too much into your full backstories because, guys, they were already here on the podcast before, and we dove into very interesting history, how they were originally from Nigeria, came here to the United States, and just have 30x'd what they were making, before. So it was a great story. They came on in 2020. So if you guys want to go back to that episode or get that backstory before listening to this one, why don't you pause this episode, go back and search for episode number 206. And you can get their backstory and then come back and listen to this. But anyways, I had told you guys at the end of that episode, I wanted to kind of like bring you guys back and see how you've been expanding. It's kind of hard to improve on 30xing your income, but I want to see about that. But before we talk about your wins of 2021, let's go the opposite. Let's talk about the losses, the L's that you might have taken. So we'll go ahead and start with Sharon. So Sharon, what is like the top 2 or 3 like mistakes you made or disasters or something that happened last year that you could share with the audience?
I don't know if I would call it a mistake because honestly, I still till this time cannot see what I did wrong, but I had launched a product last year, actually in January, and it did real good. And I had it in 3 colors and I sold out in no time. So naturally, I placed another order, sold out again. And then the third time I was going to place my order and I placed way too many units, 18,000, I think. And by the time...
How many? 18,000?
8,000 units, not 18. I take that back.
Oh, okay.
8,000.
Okay.
Before then...
I was about to say, wow.
No, 8,000. I take them back. So before then, I was doing just 3,000 units, and then I went up to 8,000 units. But with the whole shipping thing that happened, the airport, so I was out of stock for longer than expected. And I came back, and for some reason, I could never get my rank back. I was selling like 60 units a day. And when I launched back, I was barely selling 20 units. And literally, as of right now, I'm selling 12 units.
So where are you storing all of those 8,000 units since you're not going through them? Like you don't have them all on Amazon, or you do?
No. I do not have them all on Amazon. I kind of started noticing before it shipped after production. So I split some. I sent some to UK. I sent some to Canada. And I sent only about 300 boxes to the US. And I have them in my house. I use my garage as my private warehouse. It's full. So I have some of them right here, some of them upstairs in the den, and it's everywhere.
And you still have not figured out why... what was wrong? Like did your conversion rate go down, or is your page views, or what's going
good,
on?
But to be fair, health-wise, 2021, I was not at the top. For like the last 6 months of 2021, I was literally chair-bound. I could not work, like walk, because of pain, and I was pregnant, and I was miserable. So I didn't really do much of my Amazon work like I would normally. So of course, that could be part of the reason where I dropped the ball. Finally had a baby, getting back my health. And so maybe now I'll be able to fix it. I don't know. I really believe I will, though. So I don't know what happened, but it could just be again. When you're not, Amazon is fast paced, and if you're not looking, things will change. So I think that's probably what happened.
So you said you launched that back at the beginning of 2021. So that was even already after we had spoken on the first podcast. So
I can't
what
remember
about
what we spoke.
your right? It's been that long. Can you believe it?
What?
So what about your other products? How have they been doing? The ones that you've already been selling since
Yes, I
before
had some. Okay.
2021.
I actually just did something last week with all my products where I color coded them, and I listed out all my SKUs, and I labeled them A to C in order of importance. Like, these are the SKUs that you cannot go out of stock on. These are the ones that hopefully you cannot go out of stock on. This one, and then my C products actually are products that potentially I'm not even gonna reorder, so that I can focus more on my A and my B product. Usually at the beginning of every year, I launch new products. The first 6 months of the year is when I launch. And then the last 6 months of the year, I nurture. But because of my health last year, I do not have enough products ready to launch this half. You know what I mean? So I'm just not getting into product research and trying to get myself back together. So back to your questions, the products I had that were my staple as at our last interview, thank God, most of them are still doing good. Their life cycle is not over like we know Amazon's life cycle is. The life cycle for them is not over, so I still have them, but they have fallen, all but one have fallen into my B product. So
So how many total products you have?
I have products I cannot answer, but SKUs, active SKUs that I consider SKUs, I have 37. When I did this, that was before I couldn't answer the question. But after last week, organizing this, I can answer. I have 37 SKUs, and I am going to not reorder a lot of them. Eight of those I will not be reordering. So I will be reordering 29.
What's your qualifications? Is it just the speed, or is it your profitability, or what are the factors that?
Okay, so I have some products. Most of them, the first thing is, are you profitable? What are you bringing to the table? Then another criteria I use, I have four brands, and some of the products I did just for long term. I have a product that I launched because there were like only six of that product on the main page, but they really had high reviews. And I knew, and they were selling like crazy. I knew out of the bat I would not compete with them. They had over 1,000 reviews. It's not your average product to you advise to get into. But I was trying to play the long game. I know that if I can just maintain this product for a bit and gather reviews, I know that with time I would be part of. So that's a criteria for keeping such a product. Also, is a line I need. I personally, when for my brand, when I launch a new product into any new niche, I try to complete it into three products in that niche. It's one of my, should I say, strategies to get that brand recognition within the niche. So some of the products, they may not be like I have one particular product that is not adding enough to the bottom line in terms of dollars and cents, because it's selling, literally selling maybe 40, 50 units a month, but it is adding to my brand recognition. It's completing my three ASINs in that niche. It's adding to, I'm using the exact same suppliers I'm using for the other product, no extra work. And I just ordered it enough. So now my brand ads can be, because I'm really focused on PPC right now. So I'm using that to complete my brand ads. And that product is pushing the sales of the other two, and vice versa. Right? Also, that's one product. We are only like about four people on Amazon selling it, and the search volume for the main keyword as per helium 10 is maybe 300. Like, literally nobody would launch that product. But I have other reasons for launching that product, because if the main product can get 18,000 search volume, it tells me enough people don't know that you can use it for this C product. And when they know, they would buy it. Why would 18,000 people buy A and 300 people buy C? You know? So I looked into what was in the market, and some Chinese sellers apparently have figured it out, and they put something out there, but it was terrible. So I tried and I came and I did something. So even though I'm selling like 50 units a month, I'm the best seller of all of us. But I don't
Yeah.
care. That's part of the
Yeah, because that's just a
thing.
secondary. I like that.
So
I
it's
like
not
that. All
about the
right.
money for that one. So it just depends.
All right. Now, before Elizabeth falls asleep over there, just waiting for her turn, let's go ahead and switch to
Oh,
Elizabeth
she
now.
has
So
fun things to say.
I know I've heard a little bit of it. I purposely didn't want to hear every detail because I wanted to save it for this episode. I like to hear things for the first time, just along with all you listeners out there. But Elizabeth, let's talk about something we didn't talk about before, and that was what I just talked about with Sharon. Like, what was some of your biggest struggles or biggest failures or biggest mistakes or, oh, I wish I could do that one over again, or just anything from 2021?
Okay. Transparency. I wish I would have done transparency earlier because it literally.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that you were going to be transparent right now with us. You're talking about Amazon transparency. Okay. Okay.
Like, this hit me right where it hurts because I literally lost, or I'm losing over $1 million because I did not get into transparency on time. So I had this product that was doing great. I had the trademark. I had everything all set up. I was selling 400, 500 a day on this product.
$400 or units?
Units.
400 units a day of a
Yeah,
product.
for a $40 per unit product. So you do the math. So, yeah, that's a lot. And of course, it's natural for people to kind of jump on the listing and want to hijack, quote and unquote, the listing to get a piece of the cake where they never works for it. But that's a story for another day. And because I have brand registry, I have a US trademark, it was so easy for me to kind of kick them off. And with the hijacker alert on Helium 10, when it gives me that alert, oh, yo, someone is on your listing, I go ahead and try, kick them off. In a minute time, they're off. And sometime in November, I had about 6 people on the listing, and I was trying to kick them off. But Amazon is not letting me because it's not pulling out my brand. I'm like, what's going on? And then it said, brand not recognized. I'm like, brand not recognized. This is the first time I'm hearing this. I'm seeing this error. And then I rushed to Upesto website, and lo and behold, my trademark was revoked. It was revoked. Like, how does that even happen? A trademark I've been using for like 2 years, that was registered for 2 years, was revoked. Apparently, there was an issue whereby a bigger brand, a well-known brand, disputed it, and I didn't even know to contest it because I never got any notification. But anyways, it got revoked. So at that point, there was no legitimate way for me to stop those other people from selling on the listing. I was selling for $39.99, and all of a sudden I had almost 20 to 30 people on the listing kicking themselves based on price. Literally, I had the product selling for $8.99. Where do I start from? And if they were selling the same quality of product, I would have, not been as apprehensive as I was, but they were selling like literally the inferior product, like it was nothing compared. So obviously my sales tanked, it crashed. I wouldn't say tank. It crashed, and it's been a nightmare. So I would advise, when you start selling a product, even if you have a registered brand, you never know what could happen. The only way to, secure yourself on Amazon is to get transparency, because with that, at least you have 100% control of your brand and people that could hop on your listing to prevent what happened to me from happening to you. So yeah, so that's.
So do you have transparency on any of your other products now,
Yes,
or no?
I
Not
do.
yet.
I do. So this.
Now have you ever used it? Like, have you
So I
What?
enrolled that particular ASIN now into transparency. Obviously, it takes up to 2 months before it becomes active. But a lot of damage has been done. But I was so glad I had over 3,000 4.6 review star review. So all the negative reviews that are coming in right now, I have enough positive reviews to kind of, hold it so I don't fall way below the, 4-star.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky now. I think as at last week, transparency kicked in. So all those sellers are off the listing. But now I could never do.
Hold on. Walk us through that process. Let's walk through this process. All right. So you've got the product, you had, 10, 20 hijackers on there. Now, last week or something, you get a notice that transparency is active. Now, did your inventory that was already in Amazon, did it already have the transparency barcodes, or what process did you take to get these other sellers kicked off your list?
So transparency usually take up to 6 to 8 weeks to get active, right? So when I applied for transparency, all the products that I have in my warehouse, I started relabeling them. I started putting the transparency codes on them. So by the time this waiting period, I think they call it OPR period, is over, I already had all my product labeled with the transparency code. So automatically, all the people selling on that listing, they're going to get a notification. Oh, this product is now enrolled in transparency. You have 2 weeks to provide the authentication code to be able to continue selling this product. If you don't have those code, automatically Amazon kicks you off the listing. So you have to provide the code to be able to get right back on the listing. So yeah, a product I was doing on average was 400 a unit a day. Now I'm trying to build it back up. Yeah, I'm still doing like up to 100 and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Only 100 units a day. You're like a newbie seller, Elizabeth. Wow, that's amazing when like, oh, my sales are terrible and it's 100 a day. How many of us would like to have
you don't want to know how many thousands of units I have of this product, literally. Because if you're going through 500 a day, that's 15,000 a month. And you have to ship it by sea, and you're supposed to have like ×3 the unit that you're selling. So you can imagine I had up to 40,000 units. So you don't want to be me.
Yeah. What's your cost on that product, just out of curiosity?
My cost is actually $14.
Okay.
Yeah, $14. I ship by air, but when I ship by sea, it drops down to like $10.50.
Okay. Well, what's the process like? Oh, so I mean that's the price with shipping. That's pretty impressive, actually. Now, what was the process like? I've never done this before, so that's why I'm asking. To apply for transparency, like what questions were you asked? You already said how long it took, but just walk us through that process.
So in the past, you have to when you enroll with transparency, Amazon have like partners where you have to. When you buy the code, you send it to them. They convert it to, because it's like a CVS file, they convert it to a code and they print it out. They have a printing partner. Then you get the physical label and then you send it to your manufacturer. And because I wanted to do that transparency earlier in the year, but because of the whole process, I was like, yeah, I don't need it. I have a brand, which was a big mistake that I regretted ever not going through it. Anyways, so but now it's pretty easier. So you request for them to contact you. So they contact you, they send you like a questionnaire, you fill it out, you have a call with them, they explain the whole process to you. But now you can request for you to print your code in-house, which is like amazing. So with that, you kind of just download the PDF form of your code, and then you have to have this thermal printer. Is a Zebra printer that they recommend. You buy that and then you'll be able to print it out yourself. So I've been printing down all my codes myself because, like I said, I have tens and thousands of units of this product sitting in my warehouse that I have to put the barcode on before I send it to Amazon. So once you print out so they're going to give you like a 3 sample code for you to print out with your in-house printer, and then they'll ask you to place it on your product. Send a picture of that and send it to Amazon. Just a picture of the labels. So they will have to scan it to see if it's scannable. When it's scannable, and then they'll give you a go that, okay, yeah, now you can go ahead and print them in bulk, apply them to your product. So there's a period that they call OPR. I think it's operational review period. I think that is. So it's a 30-day period. So you have to once you send in your products with the barcode, Amazon is going to just be watching out to make sure that all the codes are scannable, because any code that is not scannable, they're going to sideline it and they're not going to process it. So that period, they want you to have at least above 90% accuracy rate. So after the 30 days period, then your transparency is being turned on. So at that point in time, all your product must have the barcode that is scannable. If it's not scannable, even if it has a barcode, then it's sidelined as a counterfeit product and it's going to be destroyed. So it's a really...
Is this in addition to your FN SKU? So now you have two barcodes that are on every single unit?
Mm-hmm. And there's an interesting thing that Amazon is trying to introduce with this transparency thing, whereby you can scan the code in addition to confirming that the product is authentic, because when you scan, the customer scan the code, it'll tell you, oh, this product is authentic. Now you can put in your ad in there. For other products, yes, you could put a video ad, you could put codes, you could request for reviews, stuff like that. The transparency guy was telling me that it's something that I could potentially also add into the barcode. So it's interesting. So definitely,
okay,
you guys should get it.
What was the cost of all that? Like, is there an application fee, or you charge per label, or what costs are involved in this
per
process?
label? So it's just 5 cents per label.
5 cents.
Yeah,
okay,
that's it.
Wow. All right. Let's go back to Sharon really quick now. Now, Sharon, I was looking at the transcript from the last podcast that we did, and we had asked you what was your 2020 sales, and you were, it wasn't at the end of the year, but you said we're going to end at probably around $800,000 in gross sales for 2020. What about 2021? What was your gross sales for 2021 about?
USA only, right?
And no, overall.
Overall, I think I ended up with a little less than 1.5.
1.5. So even though you kind of, because due to health reasons and pregnancy and other things, for 5-6 months, you weren't doing much. You were able to almost double your, overall sales.
Yes.
Again, I love the bad things because so Elizabeth's like, this is so bad. I'm down to 100 sales a day for this item. And then Sharon's like, I have no time to work on anything. I only doubled my entire gross revenue to 1.5 million. So many people listening out there. I'm like, man, I wish I had these kind of problems.
And you know what the good thing is with the doubling my revenue is that's not just the exciting thing for me. The exciting thing for me was that I did not add additional capital from myself. I did not add additional capital, and instead I was able to improve my margins and naturally spend.
That's the important thing.
So I improved my margins and doubled my revenue, and of course greatly improved my PPC spend.
Now let me talk about your number of SKUs. I think you said you had between 30 and 40. So obviously you probably have a system of how you decide, hey, what am I going to launch? You don't just randomly accidentally come across 37 products to launch. So can you talk us through a little bit your process on how you discover new products in order to launch?
Okay. So 2 ways. I can purposefully go searching for a product. So in that case, for example, I have a product, one of my products that is doing okay now is on my A-list product. And it's doing fine, and I need to expand on that niche because, again, we know that life cycles exist and people are coming. So I need to be one step ahead of the pack. So for a product like that, I need to find a complementary product. So that narrows down my product research because this product I'm looking for needs to be complementary to this one I am selling because eventually they are both going to help each other, right? That's one way I'll find products. Or I can just be like, I need a new set of products, which I do because naturally by this time I would have had a lineup of products ready to launch for the year, and I don't. So when I just need a new set of products, this time I am hopefully, fingers crossed, looking for 3 complementary products because I need 3 complementary ASINs per brand. My goal is there's a book. I read a book at the beginning of last year that Steven did on his Bet on Yourself challenge, and it was amazing, and that changed my mindset. So it's 12 months to $1 million. And that's where
Steven from Rainmakers?
Yes, Rainmaker Steven.
Mm-hmm.
So every January he does a Bet on Yourself challenge. I don't know if you know about it, which one is going on right now. And it's amazing. So the book we read last year was 12 months to a million. And in the book, part of the recommendation of how to make $1 million in 12 months was, don't quote me because I may not get this exactly right, but you get the idea, is to get 3 to 5 products at at least $25 per unit, sell, I think, 25 units a day or something like that each. And that's literally $1 million in revenue. So rather than looking for that one product that I will sell 75 units a day on, I'm looking for 3 products that will give me 25 units each.
Hold on really quick. Do you have your
Oh my God!
I don't know how,
Are you
how
hearing the beep, beep, beep?
yeah, there's a beep that we keep
WeChat.
hearing.
I'm
So
sorry. They are awake.
yeah,
I need to close it.
your
I
supplier is trying to
apologize.
contact you.
Chinese, my guys are awake and I didn't know you guys could hear the beep.
Yeah, there we
I'm
go.
sorry. Yes. So that's the
Hey, man,
complimentary.
Sharon is multitasking.
No, I
Multitasking
have
here.
2 screens and the upper screen. Oh my goodness. I apologize.
All
Are you
right,
still
hey, you know
hearing it?
what? To my editor, Mel. Normally we would edit this kind of thing out of the podcast, but let's keep this in because I think this is
Are you guys
hilarious.
still?
I'm like,
Can you guys
man.
still hear it?
Yes, we can still.
How do I
we
stop
can
it?
still hear it.
I don't know. I need to maybe close it, but it's still gonna show. I don't know
See,
how.
that's how you double your revenue, guys. You're recording a podcast and you're fighting with yourself. You're fighting with your factories at the same time.
Actually, that's a new supplier for a Oh my God, it's still beeping. I'm sorry. I don't. Okay, let me tell him to stop messaging me. I closed it. I unpinned it from task, but I don't know how else to do this. I apologize. I don't know.
No worries. Take your time.
So I find complementary products, which of course I start with frequently bought together. And then I just go on the tangent from there. And also I do the random, like right now I have a new brand with 0 product. But I have an idea what I want the brand to be. I can just do like a new beginner. I don't have anything in mind and I just go and look for product and whatever works. And I just go from there.
So your 37 SKUs, over how many brands is that currently?
The 37 of them, they're under 3 brands. I have 1 brand with 0 products.
Have you been building any like off Amazon audiences or website or?
Yes, I do have a website for 2 of the brands. I'm building a funnel I started building a funnel in November. I've not gone back to finish it. That was supposed to be ready for Christmas, by the way. So anyhow, I have 2 websites for 2 of the brands and my social media. I'm trying here and there. I've not been really successful with that, but I have the social media, but also I am building a ManyChat audience and an email list.
Now that the terms of service have changed and technically you shouldn't be doing like rebates and search, find, buy and things like that. Since that happened, have you launched any new products? Nope. Or your next one will be your first launch?
My next one will be my first launch.
So what's your plan for the launch then, now that maybe some of these other things that you used to do you're not able to do anymore?
The broad plan is to do PPC and to do Vine.
Since you're launching a lot of products on existing brands that you've built audiences, are you going to leverage that audience in order?
Yes,
to
I am, and I plan on doing it in a way that will be terms of service compliant. For example, if I'm launching a product that is complementary to an existing product line, my audience is tagged by what product brought them into the audience list, right? So I'm probably there's something you spoke about either you or Many Coats. Actually, maybe it was Many Coats. The very, very beginning of when we started, it was FBA High Rollers Facebook group, and where we talked about you email these people, for example, and say, hey, this product is going live today, and for the first 24 hours, it's going to be $10 off. Just remember to click the button, the coupon, right? And for everybody, it's going to be $10 off. So I'm not going against Amazon's terms of service. It's open to the general public. It's not open to a specific few. But look at this. On that day, I reduced it by maybe $10. And then I broadcast this message. Hey, for the next 24 hours, starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, there's going to be $10 off. If you want to take advantage, make sure you go there. I have earmarked just X and X amount of products. So when it's done, I'm going to turn off the coupon. And if it doesn't get done, I'm going to turn it off at midnight anyways. If I have enough people go take advantage of that using the ManyChat, number one, I will get a new release badge, hopefully. But number two, I can send them a follow up message like, did you take advantage? How did you like it? You know, if I get responses back, I can be like, let me know what you think.
In episode 301 of this podcast, I talked about a test I did where I was like, I launch a product and then let me just hyper focus on these 5 main keywords per product and then get top of the search, PPC, and then have this big discount. It's similar to what you were talking about, having a big coupon, same difference, completely within terms of service. But then theoretically, if all the people who are searching these keywords in the first place, they see my product at the top of PPC, they're going to buy it. And that's almost like search, find, buy, and completely within terms of service. But when you have an audience, you have a little bit more, a little bit more flexibility. I would almost like tell the audience, all right, hey, search for the keywords that you think would describe this product or something. But then you might be,
but I'm scared of doing that because my audience is diverse and I don't want anything to come back and tell me you manipulated BSR. What I've always done, even before this terms of service thing, I teach my students. I have a launch PPC. I have a PPC course. I don't know if you know that. It's not a course per se, but I teach people PPC. I help you optimize your campaigns, right? And I have a launch campaign structure that I teach for my PPC, and it's only to focus on 6 keywords. In the beginning, we start with an exact match on just 6 of your Modiv keyword. And then we go from there. And the goal of those keywords, then we're adding it, remember, to search, find, buy. The goal of getting those 6 keywords was not just to get sales. Your sales would come from the search, find, buy goods. They will easily find you. But also we will get clicks that would not lead into sale because we don't have reviews. And that's okay. It makes the launch more organic versus just having search, find, buy where you are getting 100% conversion rate. But by the time we have this PPC with search, find, buy, then we will get a natural 40, 30, 50% conversion rate. And that would not only help your organic ranks, it's going to help your PPC rank because your PPC is quote and unquote converting. And if your PPC ranks get better, it's going to help you with your relevancy on that keyword. And it's going to reduce your PPC bid going forward. Because, so I've always been doing that already. So naturally, I will add that to what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Yeah. So, we definitely don't want to, get in trouble with Amazon terms of service. But, the way that around it, in my opinion, would be with the audience, I almost would go to them first. And then, because if you have an audience that's, of your existing customers and or at least one that's completely focused on your brand or your niche, well, those are the kind of like the people that are your, customer avatar. So I would like send out an email to them or put a poll on my Instagram, or if I have a Facebook group for them, put a poll there and say, hey, here's a new product. I wouldn't name it or anything. I would show the pictures. They would obviously have to be descriptive. What would you search for in order to find this product? So to make sure, theoretically speaking, you should already have that information with Helium 10. You could see what your competitors are converting for, but you never know. Sometimes people come up with keywords that other people don't know. And then, take a look at those top 10 keywords that people submit to you and then make sure I have those in my PPC, as you say. And then I would just tell them, all right, guys, we're going live, find this product on Amazon. You don't even have to say search for whatever keyword. You don't have to, if you're scared, if somebody's scared about that, don't even say, just, hey, find this product on Amazon. And theoretically speaking, they should be searching for it based on some of those main keywords, and as long as you're showing up first, you'll get those conversions, and it's not going to be 100% conversion.
Yeah, because of the PPC
about that. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. All right, I like it. Let's switch back to Elizabeth. So that those same original questions I asked Sharon. Looking back at my notes here, in 2020 you had done about $900,000 worth of sales. Now I have a strong feeling that somebody who had a new product that was selling 400 units a day, you probably surpassed that $900,000 in 2021. What did you end up with at the end of the year?
So I end up with 4.8-ish million.
There we go. We got some applause right there. I'm playing with my little sound deck. That is pretty impressive. So over $4 million. So you 4x'd your sales, but Sharon had a baby, so I'm not sure who won at the end of the year there. She created life there, so I don't know if she would have traded that, but hey, that's awesome. 4 million. Now, so similar question. Let's just talk about that one product first of all, and then we'll just talk about in general your product strategy, like Sharon was saying. But that product that started selling 400 a day and now you're only selling 100. How in the world did you find that product originally?
Believe it or not, it was on social media. So it was kind of almost like a viral product that went viral. But fortunately for me, it was a product that my manufacturer was producing. So they were the only one manufacturing that product. It was their product. But at that time, they were only selling it for this brand off of Amazon that is doing like a Shopify. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is interesting products. I just saw this on, I'm like, oh, Elizabeth, how do you always find our products off of Amazon? I'm like, well, I do my assignment. So yeah. So he was like, yeah, this is our product, but we have this agreement with so and so.
Wait, so hold on. When you say my manufacturer, it's a factory that was already producing some of your other products?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So, because it was in the same niche, so I just forwarded to them like, oh, this is something interesting. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's our client, right? We have an agreement with them. Whenever we produce a new product, the first person to order has a 3-month head start, So you can order it right now, but in the next month or so, you could place an order for that. So I was basically the first person to sell it on Amazon.
It was viral on social media, but that client of your manufacturer who had that initial exclusive, they were not selling it.
They don't sell on Amazon at all. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So they have a Shopify, and she has this big brand on this Instagram page with almost 1 million followers. So I would say it's a trickle effect from her campaign, social media campaign that I got off on Amazon when I launched mine. So I didn't need to do anything from the beginning. I started getting sales like right off the bat.
So since this is a brand new product though, how did you determine there was demand? Like, did you already see like in Helium 10 that for some of the main keywords there was search volume, but then obviously people were not finding that product?
No. So this keyword was a keyword that this other person coined for herself, for her niche, but the campaign was all over social media, and I could see like comments on the advertisement. People saying, "Oh, I want this. I like it. I want to try this. Interesting." It was just something interesting to me. And then I searched for them on Instagram, and I saw they always ran out of stock. Whenever they came on stock, it doesn't take them 3 days; they ran out. In the next 3 days after, having stock, they run out. They keep running out. So I know the demand is high. And then that particular keyword, when I went on Amazon, when I started typing it in, it gave me like an auto-generated. So I'm like, I gotcha. Now these people are looking for it on Amazon because they couldn't find it on this website when it ran out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a good one. So yeah, so that's how I got it.
So how did you even find it in the first place? Was it just like a suggestion from Instagram or TikTok based on, their algorithm, or it was somebody who you followed because that was an influencer in your niche? Or how did you even set yourself up in that position to even see that?
I just stumbled on the ad. To be honest with you, I wasn't looking for it, but I just stumbled on it. So it was just sheer luck. I think it's luck meets preparedness or whatever. But yeah, it just happened to be, something that was in my niche. And I just recognized that, yeah, this is something that is also, okay, yeah, it was going viral at that point, but it still has like a long-term demand. We still have a long-term demand because I looked at other products that were very similar to what this product was doing. And I looked at like their 5-year sales range, and they were still doing good. Like, even with the older version, because it's like an more improved version of like a older product, right? The highest seller was still selling up to 3-point-something million a month with that product. For an old product to be selling that good, then I know that is a long-term product. It's not a product that, it's going viral now, then all of a sudden it's, because in the beginning of me selling the product, believe me or not, I was selling with a lead time of 2 weeks, handling time rather of 2 weeks. So meaning,
So because you're doing fulfilled by merchant? Or?
yeah, yeah,
Ah.
I was fulfilling myself. And even before the product leaves China, I already sold it out. So it was crazy. So in the beginning, I was selling up to 1,000, 1,200 a day. Then when it leveled out was when I was doing 500. Yeah, it was a crazy product. So, so yeah, I was just lucky, to be honest. I'm not going to take credit. Oh yeah, I researched it. I did that. I just felt like I was lucky enough to recognize it and then,
Yeah.
put it on Amazon.
So then, like you said, you had tons of hijackers. So obviously other factories started hopping on the bandwagon. And I'm assuming that some have created their own listings. What has allowed your listing to maintain? Is it because you were the first and now have so many reviews and things like that allows you to still dominate?
So, yeah,
or what's the
when
story
other
there?
obviously manufacturers from China start seeing the way people were inquiring about the product, and my manufacturer, they produced like the top notch, and it was a little bit more pricey than what other newbies were trying to sell for or buy for or sell for, whatever. Other cheaper versions started popping up. So a product that I get for $14 with air shipping, they could get it for $5 including shipping, but the quality was terrible. So they don't have good reviews. I have great reviews because it was the same exact manufacturer as what they were seeing on social media that I had. Others did not have it. And because I had like an exclusive deal with my manufacturer for the Amazon bit of it, I was the only one that had that original version of it for 3 whole months before he could sell to any other person. So I would, when they buy from other people, they see my quality, obviously, I get the sale. So that's what made me still, I was still able to maintain that sale.
All right, guys. So if we want to take a takeaway from Elizabeth's story here is, number one, keep your eye open in your niche. Go on social media. If Instagram and TikTok and other social medias know what the kind of niche that you normally, the people you follow, you'll get ads, sometimes based on that, and you never know what you might find. Number two is, hop on it as soon as you can, see what kind of arrangement you can make with your manufacturer. And then the next one is, hey, protect yourself with some transparency if you're like super sure that this is going to be a great one. So that's good. All right, for now, let's go back and forth a little bit just with our TST 30-second tips. Hopefully we have enough time to do maybe 2 each. So Sharon, let's start with you. You mentioned that you're helping people with PPC and things, so maybe it can be a PPC related. But what's a 30-second PPC tip that you can share with the audience?
Don't create too many PPC campaigns at the same time, except you know what you're doing. And the reason is that you're going to get too many clicks that would not lead into sales. And then if you get too many clicks, it causes something I call the negative domino effect. And what that means is too many clicks, not enough sales, is going to cause your organic rank to go down. If your organic rank starts going down, Amazon is going to say, oh, maybe she's not really relevant. So your relevancy score is going down. And when that goes down, your PPC rank is going down. And because your PPC rank has gone down, your impression will go down. You have no choice but to increase your bids. So now your PPC cost has gone up. If you have not fixed the original problem, you're still getting irrelevant and wrong traffic. The cycle will just continue. You increase your PPC bids. So now you start getting that wrong impressions again. You will start getting that too many clicks again, not enough sales. And the cycle continues. And all these will lead to your conversion rates just tanking. And that is a slow death for your product.
Okay. All right. There's your first TST of the day. Let's go to Elizabeth now. It doesn't have to be about PPC. It could be about anything. What's your first 30-second tip of the day?
Okay. So now, because of this new product that I've had a lot of success with, it kind of made me neglect the other products that was doing great for me prior to having that product. And that's why this year I decided not to launch any new product, but just to kind of nurture the same way as Sharon spoke about earlier. So even when you're having great products at a point, just keep in mind that you still have a good product that was doing okay prior to that product arriving, because you never can tell what might happen to this new product, with Amazon. So do not neglect the other products that have been doing good for you. Nurture them and make sure that they don't run out of stock or you lose focus on those products.
All right. I like that. I like that. Let's go back to Sharon. What's your second 30-second tip of the day?
Okay. My next 30-second tip is about when you're looking for a product, do not look for a product. Look for a keyword. If you're looking for a product, it means the product already exists. Instead, look for a keyword. When you find a good keyword, then you figure out what product can I sell under this keyword. What product does this keyword really describe? And when you find that product, invest in packaging. And the reason is that, however, if let me just throw figures out there. So even if this product costs you $4 and the package costs you $2, that extra $2 could mean you being able to sell your product for an extra $10. So if you look at it, it's like selling two products in one. It's like a bundle. You're selling a product and you're selling the packaging. The only difference is that you're not paying FBA fees on the packaging because the FBA fees is on the product. So you just sold your $2 package for $10 without FBA fees.
Love it. Love it. All right, Elizabeth, you got another one for us?
Oh man. Sharon already took everything. Let me just give it to her.
I'm a coach, so because I've done this so much.
So, but you all are best friends, so it just makes sense that you have a lot of the same ideas. I love it.
Yeah, well, just find a way to differentiate yourself for sure. And I don't know if for me, I've always designed my own products. Especially for my main brand. This other brand that I'm just talking about is not my main brand. It was a brand that I just recently started less than a year ago. But for my main brand, I design all my products myself. And that's something that's always kept me relevant in my niche. So if it's something that you could design, if you can design, but, make sure to kind of, put yourself in a different light other than what the other sellers are doing, even if you have the same product, but your packaging, like you said, your branding could do a lot of difference, could set you apart from the other competitors in your niche. So,
all right. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here now. But one real quick thing, I'm looking at your videos right now. Both of you just happened to drop something at the same time. Can you look behind you? You both dropped something. Do you see it there? I don't see you looking, Elizabeth. Right behind you see it's your crowns because you both are queens.
Yes.
There we go. I love it. Look at that. I finally got to use my laugh, my joke little noises here. But anyways, Queens of Amazon, absolutely you are. And you're also a elite member. So hopefully I'll be seeing both of you at the, we're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas for the
Elizabeth, finally
elite workshop. Right, finally.
She lives in Vegas and she's coming to Dallas in 2 weeks. So finally I get to go to Vegas. Now we have an excuse.
Yeah.
Yes, both of y'all. I hope to see you in March during the Prosper Show there, and then we're gonna have our elite
for the Prosper Show again.
The Prosper Show is March 14th through the 16th, and then the Elite Workshop is on Sunday, whatever day that is inside there. So. Hope to see, I think it's on the 13th. Yeah, the Elite Workshop will be on the 13th. So you can come a little bit early there, Sharon. So I hope to see you there. Congratulations on the new baby. Congratulations on the sales for both of you. It's very inspiring to see, your improvement. Now, if people want to reach out to you on social media or get in touch with you outside of attending Prosper Show to meet you, like how can they see you?
I have a website. It's CoachSharonAmazing.com. And it's pretty much for Coach Sharon Amazing. Now, that's like Amazon with an E.
Okay. With an E as in Edward?
Yep. AMAZEN.
And Elizabeth? What about you, Elizabeth?
So, they can reach me on my Instagram is OHSEWA.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll be seeing you in a couple of months, and thank you so much for coming on here. And then sometime in 20, what year is it? I don't even know what year it is. Sometime in 2023, let's invite y'all back again. Very inspiring story. We'll love to see what you guys did the rest of this year. So we'll see you later.
Thank you so much.